morning or good day, everyone. My name is Michael Vanama and I'm a startup grant decision maker at the Uusimaa T office. I handle application all around the Uusimaa region, and we have offices in Espoo, in Helsinki, in Vantaa, Hyvinkää, Porvoo. So we treat application. So I can treat an application which comes from Helsinki or from Lohja, for example. So I will present shortly our services. So how many is planning to start their own business? Good. So I hope this information is useful for you. So my presentation is in three parts. So first, planning your business, then the startup grant, and then the services after you have received the startup grant. And please ask questions during my presentation. So first is to plan your business. So for the moment in Finland, the Finnish community is also based on entrepreneurship, and we have, or the Finnish government also supports with different ideas or the encourage people to become entrepreneurs, also for those who are from abroad. And you will have this presentation after, so you will get it. So the main thing when you want to become a entrepreneur, so the main thing is to make sure that you're really ready to become an entrepreneur, and also to check also your situation, and also to know the field where you want to work. And so these are 8 points to like a path where to decide whether you want to be a entrepreneur. And all these services are free of charge from point 1 to point 8. And also the point 8 I will get afterwards during my presentation if currently you are unemployed. But then there's also the point when you are a student, but I will back to that. So first, our web page, or the suomi.fi, yrityssuomi.fi, there's a business wizard where you can make different tests and to make sure if you have all the skills and knowledge to become a entrepreneur. And you can also participate to different trainings and also courses. For example, point 4. And so point 5 and point 6, those are websites where you will get more information about entrepreneurship. Any question now? Yes?
Yes. My question is, you said these services are free of charge. I just want to know, are they being provided by the TE office? Then how do we apply for those services if we want to do that?
So if you want to use these services, you go to the web, our web page, or the yrityssuomi.fi web page. But you go to our web page, the T office web page, if you want to submit your startup grant application, and if you want to take part to the trainings which are related to entrepreneurship. Then you go to the T office web page. So here are some points related to the suomi.fi webpage. There's a page related to entrepreneurship, and behind the link there's the wizard where you can find more information if you for your qualifications. And here you have also points that you have to take into account when you're planning your entrepreneurship. And there's also a telephone number where you can call and ask for guidance, and also there's career guidance also, and there's a career consultant who will help you with your choices, and also to make sure that entrepreneurship is really the thing for you. And also, when you go to our webpage, and unfortunately it's only in Finnish, but when you use the word uraohjaus, so career guidance, so there you will find this telephone number. Any questions on this slide? No? Okay, let's move on.
Sorry, I have one question.
Yes.
For this personal ohjaus, do you have to just book an appointment, or how does it work?
Yes, correctly. So you call the number and then you make an appointment.
Okay.
And as Lucia mentioned in the panel previously, so one option to make sure that the field where you want to work as an entrepreneur is to do this work trial, which is unpaid. So one option is to search for a company here in Helsinki area or in the Uusimaa region, and go there and go for a work trial for 1 month, or 6 months is the maximum time that you can work for work trial. And it's important also to inform the T office that you're working you work there for a work trial period. Because you have to make a work trial agreement with the company and yourself. Any question on this work trial?
All right, I think I have a question. Recently I'm trying to open a company, and I was actually entitled to the grant, which I'm not yet sure if I'm going to take, because the grant is not enough to survive on if I'm just starting a company. So, but the question I want to ask is that why is it that sometimes at Te-Palvelut, they sometimes maltreat foreigners? Example, they got a job for me as a pizza guy because I once had a diploma in cooking, chef, and all this stuff. But now I'm no longer in that because I now have my degree in media engineering. So they were able to get a pizza job for me, but I also discovered this kind of thing that you're talking about, that somebody can train me in my field. I got it through Te-Palvelut's website.
Yes.
I applied, but they didn't even bother to even do anything to help out with it so that I would get it, which unfortunately I didn't get eventually. But they emphasize on I have to go and do the pizza delivery guy. So why is that?
So your question is why you didn't get a decision regarding the work trial? Is that your question?
No, you want a response.
Sorry?
No, I didn't even get a response about that.
A response.
Okay. Do you have a contact person at the T office?
Well,
Because the main thing is that if you don't get a reply from the T office, my suggestion is to contact the T office and ask what's the situation, and also if you have a work trial agreement with the company. So normally they should treat your application and give you a reply. So I can't really give you a correct or detailed answer because I don't know the case.
I want to add in line with this question. The work trial, like for example, is a media engineer, is a graduate. He has a degree in media engineering. So, like for example, if you want to do work trial and he applied, is he going to get complaint from TE office application, or he should look for a complaint that he can have agreement with and inform TE office? So how does it work? Is it that TE office will provide for him a media complaint for him to do his work trial, or he can look for a media complaint and inform TE office that, okay, I want to do my work trial? So how does it work?
So the main thing is that the applicant will find a company where to work and then negotiate with the company's representative about the agreement, how many days, how many working hours per day, and then submit the application to the T office. So the main thing is that the applicant will find the company. And on our webpage, there is also a search engine part where you can find information about entrepreneurship training. And even though the website is in Finnish, or the search engine, so if you put as a keyword entrepreneurship, you will find also courses which are held in English. Any question about training? Okay. Yes.
I just want to know if the training is going to be like the basic information for an entrepreneur, or is it going to be based on your own business plan?
So there's different courses that you can find. So there's basic information, or then there's a course which is organized by, for example, Simpson, and it's a 6 weeks course where you can also do your own business plan and also all the calculations which are related to your business plan. And then we go back to the Suomi.fi webpage where you can find information about starting your business, running your business, if you want to also grow or go abroad, and again the link to the business widget. And this is continuing the Suomi.fi webpage. So this is not mandatory, it's compulsory, so you may do it if you want. So there you can build your own workspace where you have your business plan and also your calculations, and you can update them all the time. And which is important for the startup grant is to attach your business plan and your calculations. Thank you. And before you submit your startup grant application, it's important to meet your local business advisor and discuss with the business advisor about your business plan and also your calculation. So the meaning of this meeting is also to update and also to get comments on your business plan and calculation, but also to get more ideas and to like a think tank in a way about your business. Any question about this slide? No? Let's move on. And here are the local enterprise agencies in the Uusimaa region. So you go to their web page and then book an appointment, and then you will meet the business advisor. One more point before we go to the startup grant is that if you are unemployed, you can start your business for 4 months and get the unemployment benefits. And after the 4 months are over, you can submit your startup grant application. So first you are 4 months, for a period of 4 months, a entrepreneur with the unemployment benefits. Then you submit your startup grant application, and then you will get the startup grant for 6 months. And then you can submit an extension application again for another 6 months. So in total, 1 year.
Excuse me, I have a question about that. Do you mean, okay, for example, like I'm unemployed and I've been collecting the unemployment benefits. Now I'm ready to start my business. Am I still entitled to the 4 months?
The important thing is when you start your business with 4 months of unemployment benefits is to inform the T office. Okay. And then you will get a statement that you're entitled to the unemployment benefits for 4 months. And then they will, if you don't submit your startup grant application before the 4 months are over, then the T office unemployment benefits unit will check your situation and check whether you are a full-time entrepreneur or part-time entrepreneur. So it's important to rather remind or keep in mind to submit your startup grant application on time. Because if you are seen as a full-time entrepreneur, you are not entitled to the startup grant. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. Actually, I've submitted the startup grants, but after considering the amount they are going to be paying, and I'm a family guy, I don't think, and I was told actually that I have to resign because I'm unemployed with part-time job, but I was told that I have to resign from my part-time job to get the startup grant, which is how much per month, 600 euros or whatever, which I can't survive on, not to talk of my family. It's not even enough to pay my house rent. So the question is, I'm now thinking of starting my own business without the unemployment fund, even though I applied and I was told that I'm entitled to it. But now I think I'm reconsidering because I don't think I can survive on it.
So the startup grant is for full-time entrepreneurship, and when you are getting the startup, you are an entrepreneur with the 4 months of unemployment benefits. Then you will get the unemployment benefits which is related to your part-time job. But then when you submit your startup grant application, then it's for full-time entrepreneurship, then unfortunately you're not entitled, or you're not able to work as part-time is if it's not related to your business.
Oh, okay.
So there are some cases that you are able to work also. So this is a brochure which is online, and you may receive it also from the organizers. Then let's move on to the next topic, which is the startup grant. So here are the points to whom the startup grant is able to be granted. So you are unemployed, you will leave your current job, you will leave your studies, you have been a part-time entrepreneur, or you have been at home. And the important thing is that the business has to be registered in Finland, but your company may do some business abroad, but the company has to be registered in Finland. And also your residence permit has to be valid for the whole period that the grant is given. Question on this slide? No?
Sorry, is it like either or? So either unemployed, or do you have to be all of them? So basically, the people who are available to get this.
Yes.
Either or.
Yes, correct. Either or. So here are the requirements that the startup grant can be given. So it has to be for full time, it has to be permanent, and also it's viable, the business idea, and the entrepreneur can have a living of it. And if you want to start your business with a partner, that's possible, but then the partner has to submit his or her own application. Yes?
I would like to ask the part that you said it has to be full-time. Okay. I would like to clarify that, okay, for example, if a student, maybe a final year student that's just working on his thesis and everything, and wants to start a business at the same time because the study is getting over and everything, can you consider the student as a full-time entrepreneur because maybe he's spending a lot of time on it?
The main thing is when you submit your startup grant application as a student, so in the additional information box, you can write there that you're just writing your thesis and you will be graduate, you know already your graduation date, and that you're not receiving any student allowance, because if you are still receiving a student allowance, then you're not entitled to the startup grant. So then you have to inform us when you will stop receiving the student allowance. Questions on this slide? Okay, let's move on. Then on the personal skills of the applicant. So the best thing is that you have the knowledge and the skills, and also you want to work in that field, that's important, but you may have the theoretical knowledge about it, and also the practical knowledge, but then if you want to make sure you may participate to an additional training, or then also do the work trial as mentioned before, to make sure that that's really what, because when you do your work trial, then you can follow the entrepreneur's daily work and then make sure that if this is really my thing. Any questions on this? No?
Hey,
Yes.
Just came to mind. If you want to join a franchise, do you then qualify for starter hub? So it means that's an existing product or service, but you want to become an entrepreneur in the franchise industry.
It depends on the field of the franchising, but for example, if you want to continue the entrepreneur as K-Market or E009, then it's not possible, because then it's already existent and you will already have the customers, because the location is known and the customer will not really know that the owner has changed. So,
Yeah, but normally R-kiosk, you start a new, like, if you go to R-kiosk, you start a new area, or if you go to a Avis renting company, you start a new. I'm just thinking, like, there is this for foreigners quite a lot. There's these cleaning firms who's got franchises. I think it's called Te-Palvelut or something like that, and they are looking for somebody in an area. Would the starter hub qualify them for that?
we treat the application case by case, so I can't say that yes, you will get it. So it depends on where it's located and what's the background and what's the business plan and also the calculation. So it's the whole entity. So I don't have a direct answer for that. What is important to know that in the Uusimaa region, if you want to be a taxi driver, so unfortunately you're not entitled to the startup grant. That's a decision which has been made, and it's due to the competition issues. So unfortunately that's the current situation. Okay, before you submit your application, what is important to prepare, in addition to your business plan and your calculation, is that you have your funding ready, or the negotiation of your funding is going on. So if you need extra funding, so you can ask a bank loan or a loan from your friends or relatives, and also to attach a document about it. And also, if you want to open your own restaurant, then you also the permit for that. And depending on the field of your business, then you have to have your permits ready. And if you need a premises for your business company, then you're also a rental agreement, either a pre-rental agreement or which is signed, or already the rental agreement which is ready and signed. So it's important that this document is also signed. And yes. Any questions about this? Okay. So here are some points to make into account that are cases when the grant is not submitted. So the important thing is that the company is not registered when you submit your application, and if we notice that from your calculations or you're buying a company or a running company, so if the company, based on the company's result, you will receive a decent living, so you will not be granted the startup. Do you have any questions about this slide? No? Here is the second slide on the points that you're not granted the startup grant. So if you're receiving a salary or a allowance or any state grants or a student allowance, so you're not then entitled to the startup grant. So this is the amount that you're receiving per month, the startup grant. So it's 700, and per day it's 32.40 euros. Any questions? Yes?
I would like to ask if for the first 12 months, maybe the business is actually, getting profit already. Is that person going to be entitled to startup grants for the next 6 months? Because if I understand correctly, you said you can apply twice. Like you can apply for the first one, then you can apply for the second one, maybe after 4 months. So if for the first month the business is have profit already, like it's kind of booming, then is that person going to be entitled to the startup grant for the second 6 months?
When you submit your extension application, so you have to send attached to the extension application, you have to send us your income statement and balance statement. So based on these documents, so then we are able to make the decision whether you are entitled to the extension or not. So the main thing about the extension is that if you're not getting a sufficient living of it, then you're entitled to the extension. So then a summary about how to apply for the startup grant. So the main thing is that you don't register it before. You submit your application, then you can prepare your own business plan or your calculation online, or then you can receive also these documents, so these drafts from your local business advisor. Then it's important to meet the business advisor. Here's again the list of the places where you can meet your local business advisor. And here are the points that should be, or documents which should be attached to your application. Also your updated CV. And also, if you have your own money that you are putting into your business, so also a screenshot of your bank account if you use your own money. And if you have further questions, so you can also contact us and send a question to our mailbox, so point 5. And please submit your application online. And when we have received your application and all the needed documentation, so we are able to make the decision in 2 weeks. Do you have questions?
All right, I have a question. Say, for example, I'm unemployed, and yes, I applied for the grant. I was assured that I'm going to get a grant, but after considering the amount, it's not going to work for me. So I decided to register my company on my own. Do you think there's still any other services that I can get through Te-Palvelut aside the grant? Or Or how will that relationship work?
So the main thing is that if you receive the startup grant, so we are at your service for 3 years. But if you're not submitting, you're not getting the startup grant, so then the best thing is that to contact your contact person in the T office, and also to contact because you want to continue your business. So it's also to meet your local business advisor, and we have also this Plus 2.0 service that you can use also. I will get back to that. And here is the brochure on the startup grant. And now I will go to my last part, so when you work as an entrepreneur. So on the first point, I have the Plus 2.0 service. Then if you can use also the suomi.fi webpage. And then if you want to continue with the training, that's also possible. And if then after 2-3 years you need more staff, so then you can use our recruitment services. And we have also our development services that you can use. So this is the Plus 2.0 service. So it's a marketing and sales training, and you will meet a consultant from your local business agency, and you will have a first meeting, and during that first meeting you will talk about your business, and also you will receive a plan or how to continue with your business from the sales and marketing perspective. And here is the link to this service. Do you have any questions to this? No? So here are some more useful links on the suomi.fi webpage. So you will have information on how to employ someone, about growth and internationalization, and also questions or information on the permits, and also if there's the case that you have to terminate your business, so there will be also information about that. And there's also the telephone service and online service. Do you have questions on this? No? And here again, the same thing again about the suomi.fi webpage. And then you can find some trainings on our webpage. And this is our recruitment service, so there's a phone number that you can use, and then there will, my colleagues in the recruitment services, they will put your announcement online and also find for you a suitable candidate. And here, what is important that you can use also the pay subsidy. So the subsidy is paid for the company, and so the maximum amount is 1,400. But then, if you want to pay more in top of it, that's possible. And so it's from 30 to 50% of the salary cost we are awarded, but the maximum amount is 1,400 euros. And so you have to make a pay subsidy agreement with the company. Do you have questions on this pay subsidy? No? So on our webpage, or on the webpage of Te-Palvelut, there's this survey that you can fill in, and based on this survey, our development service advisor will contact you, and then you can develop your business. Do you have any questions about this? No? And then there's also development services which are, you have to pay for them. Any questions on this? Okay. Okay, thank you. Now, if you have any further questions or something is unclear or you want to ask some questions, feel free.
I really want to understand that startup 2.0.
Yes.
How it works.
It works that you, when you want to use that service, you contact your, there's a online form that you fill in, and then it will, either I will receive it or my colleague, and then I will send it to the local business advisory company, which you want, which you chose, and then this consultant from this business advisory company will contact you and then arrange a meeting. And then in this meeting, then you will discuss about the plan, how to elaborate and how to continue with your marketing and to make better your business. That's the main idea of the Te-Palvelut 2.0 service. Any further questions? No, okay. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Are you ready for significant growth? On Business Ray, learn step-by-step guide to starting a business. Business sustainability, adaptability and risk countermeasure, community inclusion, marketing and profitability, thought leadership, innovation and creativity, wellness and technology, Ray-enable care, humanity and hospitality, education and engagement, identifying opportunities, networking and security, iCare conference.